So American football can be described quite briefly as the best sport on the planet.
There are over 70 American football teams in the United Kingdom. Clubs can vary in size and demographic. Some clubs host only one competitive team, whilst others host multiple teams which vary across different ages and genders. One team that hosts all forms of the game are the Manchester Titans. The Titans, like many other clubs, were formed by a small group of like-minded individuals who shared a passion for playing American football.
So Manchester Titans are Manchester's very own American football team. We're actually based here at Bellevue. We actually started a club in 2003 where a group of guys who'd played in the 80s wanted to restart up a club. So since then we've sort of developed into a senior team, and in 2009 we started an under-19s team, and the under-17s team came later in 2013. Since then the seniors have been to national championships, they've been promoted into a higher division, and the club's grown and developing a ladies squad and cadet teams into that as well.
The Titans are riding the NFL wave, with American football becoming one of the most watched sports in the world. But how did American football touch down in the UK? American football is regarded to have begun on 6 November 1869, when the College of New Jersey played a game against the Rutgers Queensmen based on the early rules of English football and rugby. The match is generally considered to have been the first American football game to have ever been played. In 1876, with the help of a man named Walter Camp, American football was able to develop into the sport that we know today. Camp introduced a number of rules into the game, including the line of scrimmage and the downs rule. The main objective is to get the ball to the opposition's end zone. However, American football is inherently built with strategical play in mind.
American football is a very complex sport. I always say it's quite like wizard chess out of Harry Potter.
It is a massive game of chess. Every play is different, every action is different. People say, oh, it's very stop-start. It doesn't feel stop-start when you're stood in the huddle, panting in the fourth quarter, trying to get your head around what's going on, because you've got to think as well as be able to play physically.
With the rise of NFL in America, it didn't take long before the rest of the world started to take an interest. In 1982, Channel 4 began to show weekly NFL highlights, and the UK's interest in the sport surged as an estimated 4 million UK residents tuned in to watch Super Bowl 20 between the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots. It was around this time that demand for a domestic British league began, and in 1983, the first game between two British teams, the London Ravens and the Norwich Spartans, ended in a 48-0 victory to the Ravens. In 1998, the British American Football League was founded to govern the game at national level, but following its collapse in 2010, it was replaced by the BAFA National Leagues. The British American Football Association has over 70 American football teams who play both contact and flag football in the UK. The vast majority of the clubs, including the Manchester Titans, are run by volunteers, funded by member subscriptions and local sponsorships.
The club runs on volunteers primarily because I don't believe that we have the ability to do so otherwise. But I think it's testament to the passion that the coaches and staff like myself and the players have, that they're willing to go above and beyond and contribute and really try and make something of the grassroots level sport, which ultimately should do, hopefully, in years to come.
The club currently has over 300 active players, incorporating all ages, genders and sizes. With over 9 different types of teams, the Titans are currently competing in every level of the British American football format, one of the only teams to do so. The unique aspect of American football is that there is a place for everyone. This allows the Titans to reach out to the local community and help inspire an array of people to get involved with the game.
American football, I think, generates a lot of interest within the local community because it's an unusual sport. Particularly when I get involved with the junior and youth kids, a lot of them come to me because they're fed up of playing rugby. They'll have played rugby since they're 6, 7, they've had it shoved down their throats, and they find American football a great alternative where they still want the contact, but they want it in a different format. And because of how American football takes every single size, shape and weight of a guy or girl, it just fits everyone, and I think that's why it embraces the community, because there's a place for everyone within the club.
It doesn't matter what size you are, shape you are, what type of fitness, whether you're a girl or you're a boy. I think that is the appeal, and I think that people underestimate that about some sports and always think you have to be the top of your game or the top of your athletic ability. It's not necessarily the case, and I think the Titans definitely welcome everyone, and once you're part of the Titan family and that spirit and that community feel, I think that's definitely a selling point for the club.
After spending 4 years at AJ Bell Stadium, the team moved into the National Speedway Stadium in 2017. The stadium, located in Bellevue, Manchester, has given the team access to top-class facilities which have helped develop the team on and off the field.
Yeah, so we used to play in the AJ Bell Stadium and now we've moved to Bellevue recently, and I feel like it's a big step for the club. I mean, we get to use the facilities here. We've got 2 pitches to use. So playing on the stadium's great because on a Sunday there's people sitting in the stadium. You know, there's people watching you. There's been often an occasion where I just stop and I look around the stadium. I'm just like, wow, this is great. I absolutely love it.
The team has access to 2 all-weather 3G pitches, gym facilities, and most importantly, a way to interact and develop the sport with the community in mind.
But one of the main things we do is, for example, in our opening game, we have given out free tickets to schools across Manchester. So it's over 600 free tickets, so we can get children and youths into our stadium, watching the game, watching the training, and that's a huge incentive for kids to maybe want to come and join us, and also just really understand the game and be an education to them.
The Titans are a great example at how grassroots development holds the key to success, as 2017 saw the team win Double Coverage's Programme of the Year award.
The Brit Bowl Programme of the Year is voted for by a website called Double Coverage. Double Coverage is sort of a fanzine that's within the UK that sort of is sort of our main media point where everyone goes to read about sort of the scores, the information, who's changing coaches. It's just a general point of contact.
Double Coverage's award highlights the team's involvement in their community, as well as their development on the field in terms of their diversity and the opportunities they give the players and the coaches.
They ran a competition, it was Programme of the Year, so they ran several different competitions, but this was about overall success of programmes. It was very humbling to be nominated because it was peer nominated, we didn't nominate ourselves, so for other people in the country to nominate us as a programme, it's very humbling, it's very satisfying from a committee point of view because it shows the work we're doing is being recognised around the country.
It was incredibly important for us because it gave us the ability to be recognised across the country, and also that pat on the back that we needed after our volunteers and all our players have put into so much effort into the club's success and really trying to promote the game in the UK.
Along with the team developing amateur-based American football players, the Titans give players opportunities to pursue other American football-related careers.
As well as just increasing the athletic ability of our players, we heavily encourage our older players to give back to the Titan family and coach. So if they're keen on pursuing a coaching career, we give them the opportunity to coach the juniors and see what they're good at, whether even moving around from offense to defensive teams. We've got a lot of success stories, one of them being Chris Hall, who has given back to the junior team and wants to now pursue a career as a coach and even go off to America.
I first got involved with the Manchester Titans several years ago when a friend of mine said to me, "Oh, Joe, I fancy come playing American football. I played sport all my life." And I thought, initially I was like a bit apprehensive. American football, didn't realise it was in the UK. But the second I got the pads and helmet on, I fell in love. I knew that this is exactly what I wanted to do for the foreseeable future, really. I loved the family vibe that the Manchester Titans have here. Everyone was welcome. There's no prejudice against anything. Everybody is welcome and made to feel that way as well, which I think is the most important thing. I actually had very little knowledge of American football prior to playing it, and so through playing it I then got involved in watching the NFL and college ball over in the US. So when I decided to become a coach, when I finished college and went to train as an accountant for a year, decided that's definitely not something I want to do, and I wanted to do something I was passionate about. I had some advice off one of the senior players years ago, just saying, do what makes you happy. I realised that American football makes me happy. I explored all the options of how I could develop myself in American football and possibly make a career out of it. And coaching was something that I've previously thought of and always wanted to get involved with, but never really thought, well, that's a career path, obviously. Coming from the UK, it might not be an option. But then, after speaking to some contacts that I made over in America, I was able to say, oh, this is an option, this is a viable option. The coaches are very supportive. Obviously, they understand what it's like. They are heavily involved in the sport anyway, and they really want to see me get better. And that's something that I've noticed. Obviously that goes along with the family vibe of the Manchester Titans, you know, everyone wants to help each other. So my 5-year plan is to develop myself as a coach and finish my degree, progress through those, get as much experience as possible. Right now I'm just trying to enjoy my football, get on with my education and become as qualified as possible.
With American football continuing to increase in popularity within the United Kingdom, there couldn't be more of a reason to start getting involved with your local team.
If you want to come and join the team, don't be afraid. If you want to ask any more questions, you know, don't be afraid to get in touch, because I think, you know, we are welcoming, we welcome everyone, and it's an amazing sport for anyone to get into, whether it be as a spectator or as a player.
What I think the future of American football is, I think it's only going to get bigger and better.
Definitely, I hope that we just grow as a team, get more people on board, more sponsors on board, get more funding, and we just continue to grow as we're doing at the moment. I think it's great, and I think it's a great time to be involved with football.
The ultimate metaphor is that you're going to get knocked down every play. Every single play you're going to be on the floor, you've got to pick yourself back up and you've got to go again. So it builds toughness, it makes kids think, and it's just a huge amount of fun.